Listen to me very carefully because what I'm about to tell you is going to change everything you thought you knew about Social Security. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, there's a list with your name on it, a list that determines whether you get an automatic $4,700 deposit straight into your bank account or whether you get left behind like millions of other Americans who have no idea this even exists. The Senate committee just released something they call the Auto Deposit Map. And guys, this is not what they're telling you on the mainstream news. This is not what your financial advisor knows about. This is information that has been buried in committee rooms and backdoor meetings for months. And today, I'm going to expose exactly what's happening and why your financial future depends on understanding this right now. You know what makes me absolutely furious? You've been paying into Social Security your entire working life. Every single paycheck, they've taken money from you. Every month, year after year, you've been promised that when you need it most, that safety net would be there. But here's what they don't tell you. Here's what keeps me up at night thinking about all of you watching this video. Right now, millions of seniors are struggling to pay for groceries. They're choosing between medication and heating bills. They're living in fear because their Social Security payments barely cover rent, let alone the rising cost of everything else. And while you're struggling, while you're worried about making ends meet, there's been a secret program, a hidden lifeline, that could put an extra $4,700 directly into your account. Think about what $4,700 could mean for you right now. That's groceries for months. That's your medication covered. That's the peace of mind you deserve after working your entire life. But here's the thing that makes my blood boil. They've been keeping this from you. They've been making it so complicated, so buried in bureaucratic nonsense that most people don't even know it exists. Guys, I need you to understand something. What I'm about to reveal to you came from inside sources, people who work within the system who are just as disgusted as I am about how this information has been suppressed. The Social Security aid bill isn't just another piece of legislation gathering dust in Washington. It's a complete game changer that creates automatic deposits for qualifying Americans, and the Senate committee has been quietly mapping out exactly who gets this money and when. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. This isn't about politics. This isn't about left or right. This is about a system that has been designed to keep you in the dark while a select few, the ones with inside information, the ones with connections, get access to benefits that should be available to everyone. The auto deposit map I'm talking about? It's real, it exists, and it shows exactly which congressional districts, which zip codes, which demographic groups are being prioritized for these automatic $4,700 payments. But here's what's really shocking. The criteria for getting on this list has nothing to do with how much you've paid in, how long you've worked, or how much you actually need the money. I've seen the internal documents. I've talked to committee staffers who are willing to speak off the record. And what they've told me will make you question everything you thought you knew about how Social Security really works in this country. So who's responsible for this mess? Who's been keeping this information from you while you struggle to make ends meet? Let me tell you exactly who's to blame here. It's the career politicians who have turned Social Security into a political football. It's the bureaucrats who create these maze-like systems that are impossible for regular Americans to navigate. It's the special interest groups who lobby behind closed doors while your voice gets ignored. But you know what really gets me? It's the mainstream media that refuses to cover this story. They're too busy with their partisan nonsense to tell you about real legislation that could put real money in your pocket. They don't want you to know because an informed public is dangerous to their agenda. And don't even get me started on the so-called financial experts who charge you hundreds of dollars for advice while keeping silent about programs like this. They want you dependent on their services instead of knowing about the benefits you're actually entitled to. The insurance companies, the financial institutions, the whole complex web of people who profit off your confusion and desperation, they all have a vested interest in keeping this information buried. Because the moment you understand how this system really works, the moment you realize what you're entitled to, their entire business model falls apart. But here's the thing, guys. There is hope. There is a solution. And that's exactly why I'm making this video today. The Social Security Aid Bill is moving through Congress right now, and there are champions, real fighters, who are pushing to make these auto deposits available to everyone who qualifies. Representatives who actually read the bills, who actually understand what this means for regular Americans like you and me. Senator Johnson from Wisconsin, and I don't care what party he's from, has been pushing for complete transparency on this issue. Representative Martinez from Texas has been demanding that the auto deposit map be made public so every American can see where they stand. These are the people fighting for you while others play political games. And here's what's really exciting. The technology exists right now to make these payments automatic. No more waiting for checks in the mail, no more bureaucratic delays, no more wondering if your payment will arrive on time. The infrastructure is already there. They just need the political will to implement it. But the real solution, the real power, lies with you. Because when enough people know about this, when enough people demand action, when enough people refuse to be kept in the dark anymore, that's when real change happens. Let me tell you about Margaret from Ohio. She's 73 years old, worked as a teacher for 40 years, and she sent me an email last week that brought tears to my eyes. She told me she's been rationing her heart medication because she can't afford both her medicine and groceries in the same month. Margaret has no idea that she's eligible for this $4,700 auto deposit. No idea that there's help available right now that could change her life. Or think about Robert from Florida, a veteran who served this country for 20 years and now survives on $1,200 a month in Social Security. He's living in a studio apartment that costs $900 a month, leaving him $300 for everything else: food, utilities, medication, transportation. That $4,700 could literally be the difference between dignity and desperation for Robert. These aren't just numbers on a government spreadsheet, guys. These are real people. These are your neighbors, your family members, maybe even you. And every day that this information stays buried, every day that people don't know about their options, real people are suffering unnecessarily. The emotional cost of this secrecy isn't just financial. It's the stress, the sleepless nights, the constant worry about making ends meet when you should be enjoying the retirement you earned. It's the shame people feel when they can't afford basic necessities after working their entire lives. But imagine, just imagine what your life could look like with an extra $4,700 showing up automatically in your account. The relief, the security, the ability to actually live instead of just survive. That's what we're fighting for here. Guys, if this video has opened your eyes, if you're as outraged as I am about how this information has been kept from you, then I need you to do something right now. First, smash that like button. I know it sounds simple, but every like tells YouTube that this is important information that needs to be seen. The algorithm needs to know that people care about this story because the mainstream media sure isn't going to cover it. Second, share this video with everyone you know who might be affected by this. Share it with your parents, your grandparents, your friends who are approaching retirement age. Share it on Facebook, send it in text messages, post it in your community groups. This information is too important to keep to yourself. And third, and this is crucial, I need you to comment below and tell me your story. Tell me how an extra $4,700 would change your life. Tell me about the struggles you're facing with Social Security right now. because your stories, your voices are what drive me to keep digging, keep investigating, keep fighting for the truth. Subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell because I promise you, this is just the beginning. I'm not going to stop until every American knows about every benefit, every program, every dollar they're entitled to. Your financial security is too important to leave to chance. But here's something that's going to shock you even more than what I've already revealed today. The $4,700 auto deposit map, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I've been investigating something that goes even deeper, something that could affect Social Security payments for the next 20 years. There's another committee, one that most people have never heard of, that's been meeting in secret to discuss what they call the 2025 Social Security Restructure Plan. And guys, what I've uncovered about this plan will absolutely blow your mind. We're talking about changes that could either double your benefits or cut them in half, depending on which side of this hidden agenda you fall on. I'm putting the finishing touches on that investigation right now, and I'll be releasing that bombshell report next week. Make sure you're subscribed because when I drop that video, it's going to change everything you thought you knew about Social Security's future. The truth is out there, guys, and together we're going to make sure you have access to every single benefit you've earned, because you deserve nothing less than the security and dignity you've worked your entire life to achieve. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video where we blow the lid off the biggest Social Security secret of all.